Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. Presents Women Emerge with Mellisa Lambert, a show that shines a light on spiritual growth, health, purpose, and financial education. It's time to emerge and begin to live out your dreams, walk into your destiny, while making a difference in the lives of many.
Welcome to Women Emerge with Mellisa Lambert. I am your host, and it's always an honor and a pleasure to come before you another Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. I am just so thankful. This month alone has been so special, and it's just truly a blessing to have these wonderful ladies who I've nominated to receive their Honorary Doctorate in Humanitarianism because they truly deserve their roses now. Again, this show does normally, when we come on here, my aim and my determination is to teach the truth about money, engaging individuals and families to think about and plan their legacy, but also to witness and to introduce you to leaders and experts and motivators who will share their journeys and their stories through personal and professional growth, knowledgeable tips, and lessons learned that truly will empower you to grow. It is time, y'all. It is time to grow your mind, your spirit, your brand, your business, and truly your finance. Today, again, is a special day because I have one of the nominees and one of the wonderful woman that walked across the stage on May 17th on Saturday, and she's none other than Dr. Bertha L. White, H.C. She is truly deserving of this nomination, and I'm so thankful that she saw it fit in herself to receive it, because sometimes we give out and say, hey, I want to nominate you for something, and sometimes we don't feel that we deserve it, but she did. So we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to have her share her experience on Saturday. Then she went on to the networking event on Sunday, and then we're going to dive into some questions so we can kind of have a good dialogue through this journey. So welcome and congratulations, Dr. Bertha L. White, H.C.
Thank you, Miss Mellisa. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. We are so excited just to hear your experience. So I'm going to dive right in, Dr. Bertha. The day that we arrived together on Saturday, I want you to just walk us through your thought process. What were you thinking when you literally got out the car and we were headed to the back where all the graduate were, and we saw a lot of them. Just it was about 50 people that was in your class. So give us an idea of what was your thought process, what was going through your mind when you were there getting dressed and then have to walk down the aisle and sit at your seat and walk to get just tell us a little bit about how you were feeling in that moment.
There were a number of feelings that I experienced in that moment. Number one, it was humbling to be in the presence of so many individuals that have made an impact, not only in their community, but in their state and internationally. The networking was wonderful, introducing myself to others, explaining who I am and what I do, and gathering their information, about who they are and what they do. I think it's important for us to be able to collaborate together and bring all of our specialties together for the greater good of the individual and the people in front of us. It was a packed church. I was so excited about it. I think I was smiling all over myself just to be in the presence of all of that. Now, it's been years since I graduated with my master's degree. So I had forgotten about that feeling of not so much accomplishment, but there is a feeling that you get when you know that others recognize your work, they're proud of you, and encourage you to continue moving forward. That's indescribable, and it's different for each individual. So it was refreshing, humbling experience, and I'm glad my family was able to be a part of that and witness it as well. So it was a wonderful experience. I have to say that I didn't know that I was even nominated for this honorary doctorate in humanitarianism until it was already done. And it took me a minute. Yeah, it took me a minute to process it, even after, receiving that degree. I was still processing it. New feelings and understanding comes with that experience. And it's continuing through today. So I'm just really excited about the significance and magnitude of not losing sight of who I am, being comfortable with my authentic self, because that's what people recognize in what I say and what I do. I remember that the way that I represent myself and present myself is being seen, not only by my family and those closest to me or clients, it's being seen when I don't know anyone is watching. And so, yes, this is, I remember that it comes to me as I'm working with people, as I was walking down the aisle, as I received, the honorary doctorate in humanitarianism. There is nothing better. That moment, there was just nothing better than hearing my loved ones say, I'm proud of you. And I know it comes from the heart, and sharing hugs with smiles. This one moment, I think, Miss Mellisa, you captured the moment. You took a picture of me and my robe and my cap and my stole and my diploma or degree in my hand, talking to my granddaughter. As she looked at it, I recognize that what I do and who I am leaves an impression. And so I'm careful about my steps and who I affect. I recognize who I affect. They affect me as well. I'm encouraged by that entire experience in the conversation with my granddaughter to continue my process of self-exploration, discovery, and learning. And that was on a very personal level.
Yes. And I loved it. I mean, just the image that we had with your son giving you a hug and with his eyes closed, that moment of proud. I am so proud of Mommy. You deserve it. What did that feel like to see that moment on your phone with your, because you were there, so you weren't able to see the capturing of that moment. When that moment was captured on camera, like, what did it look like to you when you saw it?
When I saw it, and see, I'm tearing up right now, it made me feel a plethora of emotions. My son that was there giving me a hug had been away for a year in Korea. He is serving with the Air Force. And he had returned home May the 1st, and the graduation was the 17th. And that embrace was an embrace like no other. It was magnetic. It was heartfelt. It was a moment that I didn't want to let go of. So I am so thankful that you captured that. That's a picture that I'm going to blow up as well and keep in front of me to remind myself that I'm appreciated sometimes we think, I'm not appreciated. And it can be discouraging, but I'm appreciated, and I'm transparent. It's like my son saw me.
Wow.
And embraced what he saw. Yes. So I thank you for taking that picture.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when I think about just your husband, sitting by your husband, and when it's time, when you were coming in and you went to your seat, he literally walked up to the area where you were and just took a picture as a proud husband. And I look at one of his posts on social media, which got a lot of traction, to be honest. And he said this: guess who's a doctor today? Proud husband moment, and you had your name there. And I truly believe it was not just a special moment for you, but absolutely for your family. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of that, to be able to capture those moments so you can see the joy and the love that your family has for you outside of the home, but for your accomplishments.
Absolutely. I am thankful that you were there to share the moment with me as well. My family and I are enmeshed in a healthy way, and they're aware of what I do, and who I serve, and how I conduct myself with family and friends. And I'm thankful that they were there to see that it's noticed. The way you carry yourself is noticed, and to show their appreciation on that stage. We appreciate each other every time we see each other. That's important to me, to help my family members understand that they are important to me. What they're experiencing is important to me, and I feel privileged that they share these things with me and allow me to be a part of their healing and their changing in the way that they evolve. And so it's just all encompassing.
Yes. And I want to talk about your networking on Sunday on the boat with Ambassador. And you are now alumni. I will be alumni in June, but you are now alumni of GIA, Global International Alliance University. And when I heard her speak on Saturday, I was impressed, because I've never seen such a woman with so much accolades and awards and titles, and she is so humble. She's so humble. So I want you to tell the world, what was your experience like when you told me a moment that happened on the boat with her hands on your shoulder. Explain to us the moment that you actually had an opportunity face-to-face to talk to Ambassador Peterson, who is the founder of GIA, which is Global International Alliance University.
She was approachable. I walked up to her and said, hi, Ambassador. I'm, introduced myself. Do you mind if I take a picture with you? And I wasn't expecting it wasn't a pose. It was a natural, comfortable position that I was in, and I think she was in. So she was sitting in a chair, and, I had my hands on her shoulders, and she crossed her hand, or her arm, I think it was like her left arm, and held that hand on top of mine, and just kind of leaned her head, into the cuff of my arms. And it was like a hug. It was precious. It was natural. It was motherly. It just, yes. And I just appreciate was seen to be her authentic self. She is down to earth. She's approachable. She's knowledgeable. She listens. She wants to know about you and what you're doing, and expresses how important it is to her and the greater good. So you don't know what to expect when you reach out to people and introduce yourself to them for the first time. But I felt received.
I love that. I love that. And I am so thankful. I was sharing with you the other day. I said, we have graduated with your bachelor's, graduated with your master's. Have you had the moment like this to do the same thing with the dean of the school or the founder or president of the school? And you was like, that doesn't even happen.
It doesn't. It does. It does not. I can't tell you the name of professors and deans and advisors at the universities that I went to, because I never met them. They were at a distance, so I don't want to say not memorable, but not impressionable. It was different with Ambassador Peterson. I felt like we had a conversation, a memorable, impactful conversation that I will remember. So there is a difference between my connection with the advisors at the universities that I attended versus the connection that I received at Global International Alliance University and Ambassador Peterson, as well as Chaplain Stephanie Poplar.
Dr. Poplar. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Such,
two amazing women.
Yes, a wealth of information that was given freely. And that's important to me. The information and guidance was given freely, and I appreciate it. I welcome it. And so those are two trailblazers that I am not only glad to have met, but will remain in contact with, for guidance. Absolutely. They're my advisors.
I love it. And you said it best, especially with Dr. Stephanie, she didn't even see, for me personally, she hasn't physically met me until that day. And for you, once you guys were able to connect, because you guys are close and distant, it was like, she knew you for a long time. She doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. She has a way with people that allows people to be comfortable, feel warm, feel open, feel welcome. And she doesn't hide her information. She doesn't, she's a woman of many talents, right? And she is I call her the connector, because she can find somebody to connect you with for sure.
Absolutely, and that has happened. She's connected me to several individuals and organizations that can support me in a way that I've not been supported before, not just through my professional growth, but in the steps that I take to maintain the professional growth, maintain or gain financial solvency, and just moving forward as a professional is what she's supporting me with. So, you're right, she's well connected. And one of the most important pieces is that she listened first.
Yes, she does.
To who my explanation of who I am and what I do and the progress that I've made in my profession as well as the struggles that I'm experiencing. She heard that first. And it's important that, someone that's saying they can support you, they can help you, understand what it is that they're supporting you with and why they're helping. And so she listened first. That's a process that I think everyone should keep.
Yes. And I love that about her for sure. So as we continue our conversation, again, you are tuned into Woman Emerge with Mellisa Lambert. It's always an honor and a privilege to come before you another Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. I am blessed to have one of the nominees of our amazing Humanitarianism Award, Dr. Bertha L. White, H.C. She is truly well deserving of this honor, and I believe that she has such greater works that is in the horizon. So what does receiving this honorary doctorate in humanitarianism mean to you personally, Dr. Bertha, and also professionally?
Again, personally, it solidifies what I do. I feel like what used to be private is now public. Again, I am aware that the way that I present myself and represent myself is seen. And so I'm careful with the way that I step, the way I approach people and receive people. It's been so effective for me. I believe, though, the two are enmeshed. The impact of receiving the honorary doctorate degree personally and professionally are enmeshed. Professionally, I believe healing is accessible to all. When I offer therapy and mental health support, it is with appreciation and respect for the people seated in front of me. I never know that the work that I offer, the service that I offer is effective until I'm told so, or it's shown to me in some way. But normally, that expression of my effectiveness is given to me behind closed doors, within the walls of my private practice in a therapy session. Receiving the honorary doctorate from GIA, it's like a public thank you. It's a megaphone to acknowledge and appreciate the work that I've done, I still do, and will continue to provide on a global platform. It's how it's affecting me professionally. Personally and professionally, it keeps me humble to recognize that I'm privileged to do what I do. I'm privileged to have someone or a group of people come to me and put their truth on the table and be transparent. I'm privileged to be able to offer my experience, my expertise, my knowledge, my empathy, and my compassion to them, to others. It helps me as much as I hope it helps others. That's the intention. That's what I strive for. And so that's been the effect that having this honor has been on me personally as well as professionally.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so thankful again that you are in the midst of moving forward even with this degree, because I know that greater is on the rise, especially for you professionally. And when I think about, just the impact you have had, can you share some of the impactful work you have done that led to this incredible recognition? Because it's over decades of work that you have done in your servicing humanity through mental health, mental wellness. So can you share a little bit about that, please?
I've been a mental health professional for over 3 decades as the founder and CEO of AgentofChange, LLC, Mental Health Services and Resources, where I offer clinical therapy in private practice for the last 15 years, serving communities in Maryland and Virginia. The services that my team and I offer at Agent of Change has been recognized as one of Maryland's top mental health agencies and therapists by Top Doctors Interview, acknowledging the work that we've done with individuals, families, and couples, in particular through the period of the pandemic. I think the work that I do that impacts individuals, people, is through Harambe Youth, which is another organization that I have, Harambe Youth of Southern Maryland, LLC. And it focuses on 2 facets. First, the mental health of our youth as they identify it, and practical skills to navigate through, those moments of adversity that they face. And the second facet of Harambe Youth of Southern Maryland is the focus on heritage, leadership, culture, and social awareness for our African American youth. I have to say that Harambe Youth is designed to be a safe place for our youth to disclose their concerns and the impact of what happens in their world. And just being privileged to listen to them and offer support to them has been one of the most impactful roles that I have. And then there is Bertha L. It allows me to take mental health support outside of the walls or the closed doors of traditional therapy in the form of summits, training, workshops, conferences, and partnerships with colleges and universities, law enforcement, churches, schools, hospitals, and other, larger organizations. So that's some of the work I believe this honor recognizes. The work in private practice, the work in the community, and the work with the youth.
I love it. I love it. And the continuing work that you're going to be doing globally, I can't even wait for that, because I truly believe mental health is not race sensitive or nation or city or state sensitive. It's a global impact that is happening to so many people. So I'm so thankful that even just our school alone give us the access to go globally. And I believe so much that, Bertha Arise will be that force that will open up the door, the therapy outside of the walls and reach the world in so many ways. So I am excited about just you moving in that direction.
So am I. This global exposure is like having a window through which I can see the impact of the individual, how the individual is impacted by their culture and matters that are important to their survival. We have to remember that our mental health walks with us everywhere we go. And that's for each individual, no matter where you are across the globe. And if I can, assist in supporting their mental wellness, then my job is well done. And so, again, what Gia has honored me with allows me to take a megaphone across the world and speak the word of mental wellness, recognizing that, it impacts each individual differently and folks located in different areas across the country differently. And it supports me in learning the differences and how to adjust the way that I offer support. I have to focus on the needs of the people where the people are. And, this honor helps me to do that, helps me to set my feet right there in the communities for which I am supposed to serve. So I appreciate, that exposure.
I love it. And I love how you just said that. Gia allows you to take a microphone or a blowhorn and just shout it out loud. And I think about like all the nine of us who, we're all nominated together. We all have our own talents and our own skill set and our own passion, right? And we know what we're serving on purpose. And just imagine all nine of us deciding to do our skill, move our skill set over to the global platforms to be able to, for you, mental wellness, for me, financial education, for Alicia Cannon, Dr. Alicia Cannon, it would be, women's health, as well as for Dr. Talisa, the same women's health. For Monica, it's, impacting her with her stories and what are her life challenges that she is facing, helping women to pull out their stories. So the list goes on with all of us. Just imagine when we all gather and began to move outside of the United States to help those who have not seen or heard of any of these things that we are doing, or have not even known that stuff like this truly exists. Why? Because they're in a third world country. So I'm just so excited, especially for you. The reason why I love what you do is because it's a taboo in other countries to talk about your mental wellness, to talk about the problems that you're facing within the family, because you're not supposed to tell your business outside. Right? So you're going to break down a wall that has been built up from their ancestors, from their lineage of their grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-great-great-grandfather. You're breaking down something that no one is able to say, it's okay. It's okay to say I'm not okay. It's okay to say I'm hurting. It's okay to believe that you are worth it all.
I am thankful to be a steward of change, and I know that we as a collective are going to be able to touch and support each individual in the way for which they need that type of support. I'm so grateful that I can take what I know is effective to create change to people that have never had the opportunity to create their own change. My aim, though, is for the folks that I talk to and I touch and share my vision with, that my vision becomes theirs, that they make their vision, the same. And that is being able to understand that mental health struggles and barriers are real. They're heard. The person is respected and treated with dignity. And stellar help is available. Stellar mental health support is available that they can use and we can cultivate to be beneficial in their culture as they operate in their culture. The same here stateside. Our communities and our cultures are vast. I have a subculture in my family. They're a subculture. My workplace is a subculture. My social life is a subculture. All of these things make up, who I am, as they do for others abroad. And being exposed to that helps me to understand and better help the people that I serve. So I am really, I welcome the challenge, because it will be a challenge. Folks don't know me. And the main way that I can be effective is to develop a rapport. Yeah. And so before I can make that change or support someone in making the change for themselves, there has to be a relationship so that they feel comfortable enough talking to me. Yes. I have to respect all of those cultures that I'm talking about that each individual or group is exposed to, some of which I'm not familiar with. So I leave myself open to listen and learn how best to help and serve.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, you are tuned into Women Emerge with Mellisa Lambert. It's always an honor and a privilege to come before you. Today, we are speaking with Dr. Bertha White, and she has received her Honorary Doctorate in Humanitarianism, well-deserved. And we just want to kind of continue our conversation. So I'm going to ask you this question. How has your journey in mental health, working alongside and empowering youth, families, and even our community, servicing them, shaped the person you are today?
I think I know my journey started with youth empowerment when I was 14 years old. I was invited to be a part of a youth group that I model my own youth group after. And it's called Harambe Youth of Youngstown, Ohio. It was there that I learned that it's okay to be me, to see myself, to be to walk in dignity and be proud of who I am. I learned the importance of supporting my community through social injustices. I mean, at 14 years old, I was walking the picket line. And the importance of understanding my heritage, where I come from, who I am, how I evolved as, a young Black girl into who I am today, a strong Black woman. And so I appreciate the journey that I experienced as a youth through this program. It really empowered me to open myself up to my own, the possibilities. When I get to know myself and feel comfortable talking with people and understanding their experience, especially now in private practice and through Bertha Arise, I can relate to some of the achievements and barriers and struggles and circumstances of the people that I am there to serve. So I'm sensitive to that. Oftentimes I'm convicted by what I hear, because it touches me as well. I often say when I, am processing these struggles or how to cope and challenge these barriers, I say I'm talking to myself too, because I actually am. Sometimes we have to, encourage ourselves. And as I am talking with, the folks in front of me, as I encourage them, they encourage me. They teach me as well. And so those things have helped to shape who I am through this journey. I leave myself open to learning. I leave myself open to learning the lesson from my mistakes. I leave myself open to understanding change doesn't come easy. So I don't expect for it to come easy for anyone else. I know it takes the time that it takes. So working with others through understanding their problems, through that uncomfortable space of change and development and all that comes with it, and moving into navigating life through those struggles successfully, have molded me into the person that I am as it molds others to become who they're going to become.
Love it. I love it. I love it. So when you think about just a message in itself, to share with those you like, love, and trust, and those who are getting to know who Dr. Bertha White is, what message do you hope this achievement sends to others, especially young leaders and our future change makers of the upcoming tomorrow?
My message would be the possibilities are endless. My message would be the choices that we make, the chances that we take, and the change we create is impactful. They really translate into what our tomorrow is going to look like. And so that's the message that I would offer to our youth. They are the ones that are going to be leading us tomorrow. And the way for which they lead is really molded by what they learn today. And so my message is possibilities are endless, but be careful of the choices that you make and the chances that you take, and be mindful of the change that you can create at any point in your life. You can create change that impacts the way you move forward. That would be my message.
I love that.
Be encouraged.
I love.
It's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I would encourage them as they are youth in transition to adulthood. I would encourage them to make wise decisions by gathering information and prioritizing and organizing and asking questions and move forward with the decision. But if you find that that decision does not serve you well, gather information again, process it and make another decision. You don't have to be stuck. If you need the support that you need to move forward, it's okay to ask for it. I think a message that our youth is giving to us is that we forget to validate what they're experiencing. We shush it off like it's not important. We shush it off like you're just a kid, you don't understand what's going on in the world. I have more experience than you do, so you have to follow, these instructions. Our job as adults, as parents, as teachers, as those that influence our youth, is to listen to what they say. Number one, how are you going to help if you don't understand what the problem is? Validate. That doesn't mean that you agree with it, but validation means I hear what you're saying. I understand how you could feel that way. Listening. And they may not say it, and let me say how important it is to know the language of our youth. That's what they help me with, knowing the language of our youth. And it may not come out pretty, but there is a message in what they're saying until they learn how to say it, in more of a constructive way. As they grow older, that's exactly what will happen. But just listening to them is the most important piece in developing a relationship with them so that they feel comfortable disclosing to you what really impacts them in their world.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And I think that, as you mentioned, as parents, as educators, as leaders, as youth pastors, the biggest thing that we need to do for this generation is to listen. They're in a whole different world compared to how we grew up. Right. Technology was not as fast as they have it, and the information they're exposed to is not how we had. We weren't exposed to the internet the way they are, and social media, and cyberbullying. We weren't exposed to that. So I love how you made that statement. So as we wrap up, Dr. Bertha, how can others support your vision as you step into this new season of honor, responsibility, and also purpose?
Engage in the group sessions that we have, attend the summits, the workshops, the trainings that are offered, collaborate with one another and with Bertha Arise. Work together is the aim of what we do. I have to say that just as recently as yesterday, I received a call from Pastor Deborah Chambers with Calvert County Baptist Church. And she invited me to be a part of her Bible study. I got to say, it is so refreshing to see our ministers pivot and partner with mental health. And the subject of this Bible study last night was spiritual bypassing. Spiritual bypassing. And so I take that information, I use that information, I've learned from that information, and I contribute it to offering information. So I would encourage, others to be involved, to engage and participate. There are, radio shows that are coming up, podcasts that's coming up soon, and additional summits and mental health trainings and workshops for youth, families, couples, and organizations. So this is how people, can be involved and be a part of the change for others as well as themselves. This is how you can support the vision of Agent of Change as well as Bertha Arise. Make it your vision.
Make it your vision. I love how you put it that way. Because again, we have to understand together we rise. Divided, we fall. So just like how you have in front of your after your name, arise, and you have the lowercase a but the uppercase R, because what we have to do is understand it's time to rise. So I love how you are including us in that part and your vision to make your vision our vision and our vision your vision. So how do they stay connected with you, Ms. Bertha? What is your Facebook, your Instagram, and your website so everyone can stay in connection with you? This will also be in your description. So if you did not get a chance to write it down, I will have that listed in the description. How can they follow you, Ms. Bertha?
You can follow me at Bertha Arise on Facebook or at Agent of Change on Facebook. My website is www.agentofchangeservices.com and berthaarise.com. I can be reached through email at agentofchange@verizon.net, or you can call me up at 240-346-0934. I am looking forward to talking to everyone within the sound of my voice.
Wonderful. Well, I'm excited enough to know that you are ready to roll out here in the city, in the DMV, but statewide as well as globally as Dr. Bertha L. White, H.C., receiving her honorary doctorate in humanitarianism on Saturday, May the 17th. And she will also be at my graduation in June, on June 14th in Decatur, Georgia. I'm just so honored to be able to walk alongside you, Dr. Bertha, on this journey. And I thank you so much for allowing me to truly, truly serve you on purpose. I truly appreciate you, ma'am.
I appreciate you as well. More
Thank
than
you. And
know.
again, oh, don't make me cry, Miss Bertha. Don't make me cry. Well, I thank you. I thank you so much. I've seen your growth. When we went to our last event on the 17th, that building reminded me of the first time I met Miss Bertha, which was a year ago. Just to see what she has accomplished in 1 year is just unbelievable. A new brand, a revised brand, which is of Agent of Change Services. Her honorary doctorate and the move that she's on to change the world. I'm just in awe of you, in awe of your work ethic, in awe of the dedication that you have given, not only to yourself, but to your company, to your legacy that you have created, not just for your children, but for your children's children. One of those children's children was at your graduation, your granddaughter, witnessing Nana walking across the stage, getting off the stage and seeing this big diploma in your hand. So I am so thankful that your legacy is going to continue to live on, Dr. Bertha.
Thank you so much, Miss Mellisa. I'm humbled by that. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And again, everyone, please tune in every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can follow me at Mellisa, Mellisa Lambert, on Facebook and Instagram. And then on Facebook, you can follow Women Emerge Network, Women Emerge Wellness, and Lambert Legacy Financial. You can also schedule some time to learn how you can let your money grow and become your own bank. You can go to LambertLegacyFinancial.com, LambertLegacyFinancial.com. Thank you again for tuning into Women Emerge with Mellisa Lambert. I had my special guest, Dr. Bertha L. White, H.C., who has received her honorary doctorate in humanitarianism, and she is ready and is continuing to do the work that she was called to do. So Please like and share this episode. Leave a comment so she can know that you appreciate her. And don't forget to subscribe as well. So until next time, everyone, please take care, take charge, and continue to be great. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Women Emerge with Mellisa Lambert, where Mellisa speaks with leaders, experts, and motivators who share their journeys and their stories through personal and professional growth, knowledgeable tips, and lessons learned that will empower you to grow. Follow Mellisa and Women Emerge Network on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at MELLISASLAMBERT and at Women Emerge Network. And visit www.womenemergenetwork.com. Remember, when you know better, you can do better, especially when God is for you.